one.
Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here, back out and about in Terra 0.6. This time we took it, the monster tech that I'm building from in-game, took it to the R&D because honestly it was taking way too long to find the blocks I needed or wanted. Figured this way is the best way of doing it quick. I figure they're probably coming with a new update soon, and I usually don't hang on to a save game when I get to a new update, so someday I'll change that. I got my master build, or my epic adventure, that's what I was going to call it. That's going to be an ongoing adventure. Out and about extreme, kinda. But anyway, back to what I was building here. So you can see I'm just weaponizing the outsides, and hopefully that adds protection as well as firepower. Figure guns should be able to take a few bullets before they blow up. And if they can, I hope I got enough there that they don't take one bullet. They just overpower and destroy everything one shot. That's what I'm hoping anyway. And it's starting to take shape of a tank, and now that I got a better idea what it's gonna be, in general, I can really focus a little more on making it look special, I guess, or different. Most of my techs I kinda go for a different look. We'll just have to wait and see what this one turns out like. Kinda figure it's gonna be kinda boxy though, just trying to stick with a normal tank kinda look. I'm gonna keep it kinda basic, I guess, and just keep everything decent. If you notice there with the guns all facing into the back of each other, that's basically so when I'm clearing out forests and that, they're not all going to shoot every time and lag the hell out of my game all the time. With this thing it's going to lag no matter what, but that's a good little tip even on a small scale. Those guns turn, might as well use that feature and let them do the work instead of lagging every 5 seconds blowing up trees. Not anymore, I use a lot of melee weapons on the front of my techs. If I can, if I have the ones I like. You just get better return on the resources, and you don't damage yourself from area of effect, explosion damage, and as you notice, I do that facing guns into each other quite a bit, and right there didn't run too bad. It's laggier than the video you're watching, but I remember how she was acting and it was fairly decent. It maybe went to like a frame every 4 seconds on that shot. Later it's more like a frame for 10 seconds kind of thing when I shoot. Yeah, once again, I've already made the videos ahead and I'm just going back and doing the voiceover. I listened to the one with the sped up voice and all that. Wow, like it's hard on the ears. I did not enjoy it, that's for sure. Yeah, I think the slowest part of these kind of builds is the little fine details. If you're going for a certain look, you got to fill in all the spots symmetrically or the right way compared to what you're using and what you want to do with it. Sometimes you don't have to fill in those spots because they're so small they don't matter. No one else will notice it, but I know it's there and it bothers me. Stuff like that. But as I said previous, this isn't going to be one of my, I don't know how to put it, my master monster techs, I guess. It's more of a introductory level monster. It's big, but not big and detailed enough to be amongst my, I don't even know what to call them, my elite monsters, I guess. But by the end, who knows? Maybe I'll have something cool on it and I'll change my mind and I'll throw it in, I'll class it with the rest of my good ones. All depends if my idea works out the way I want. And as far as tanks go, I'd almost, well, I'm not willing to wager, but I'd almost be willing to wager that no one guesses what kind of tank this is gonna mimic, or the kind of tank that inspired this. Because at first I wasn't really sure. I was actually trying to build like an insect type tech, legs and stuff like that, and just wasn't into that build as much as I should have been to really go after it, so I ended up changing it up, and this is what I get. Now if you can guess what type of tank inspired this, I'm sad to say there's nothing to be won for it, except that you got a hell of a good imagination and you made one of the best guesses, I guess. Now, if you'd like to make a guess, though, put your guess or what you think it is down in the comments below the video, and if someone does guess it, I'll make sure I tell you if you're right. There's no deadline or wait on this. Yeah, I think the worst part is I've sped this video up. Probably, well, it would have been about 3.5 hours long, and I've crammed it down into 20 minutes, and it looks like I'm building at normal speed. That's what kind of lag I was dealing with there. It's not even the worst I've had, but a little bit. Certain situations seem to cause more lag. As you notice, once again, I drove myself way away from the starting area of the R&D to get away from the dispensers and that. I'm not sure if I drove a full biome away, as I can still see the arrows from it, the dispensers, but I know in the main game you get roughly a biome away from major clusters of text and that. You can, I guess it'd be like despawning them, and the lag goes away. I've been using that trick for a while. Throw a monster in a grassland and fly away and wait till it gets better. Go plant another monster and another one. I had one saver. I think I had up to 7 of my monsters in there at one time, spread out over the whole planet. But unfortunately, that was one of the older saves that when they first changed like the refineries and stuff, and most of those got lost. Well, that save got lost. I think I only upgraded 2 techs from back then to keep up with what we got now. Like any good tank, you have to have armor, so around here is where I'm going to put a ton of it on. I was just going to do the front half, but I figured I can do quite a bit of it right now. Worst comes to worst, I take a piece or 2 off here and there, but pretty safe to cover all this. And if anyone's just catching this video as the first one and wondering why I got wheels on top of my tech, well, that was for when I was flipping it upside down, working on the bottom. And for the rest, you already know. You watch me do it. Well, I think they're probably about getting in my way here shortly. I know they come off sometime soon. One thing I've been thinking about with the addition of all these colored blocks is I think we need some colored armor. Maybe an interchangeable texture or something for even just the armor, since they are all black, or I'd just do these ones. I wouldn't worry about the other types of armor. Or do something similar to these ones with all the different colors. even though it'd still be a blocky kind of pixelated picture, you could actually make a very nice portrait and still have armor. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. I'm looking for the more aesthetically pleasing pieces. I know the other ones are more complicated, base parts and functioning things like that. But a lot of it is I don't just play this game to build a big death bot or whatever. I like to make them look cool and functional at the same time. And well, there's only a few colors that you can use and still have armor. Kind of leaves you limited. Use colored blocks, you got no armor. Oh, there goes the wheels. Told you they were coming off soon. Yeah, definitely a lot of armor though. It's not the most I've ever laid down on a tech, but it's quite a bit. Most I ever put on a tech would be Big Rig's trailer. I don't know if you've seen that video or not, but it's in my playlist of monster tech somewhere. It's that short playlist. My other Terra Tech playlist has quite a few, I believe. Starting to wonder if I should have cut parts of this out. Yeah, as I said before, this is probably 3 times, if not more, faster than what I was building it at, and it still looks normal. As I go and I start doing more and more of these videos and I get a better routine established, I plan on making them a little more condensed. Maybe I'll cut out some of the driving sections, and this I probably would speed up a little more maybe. Yeah, I figure I'm gonna have to incorporate a little more editing into these, just so I'm not having like a lot of drive time. And even though I do go for pretty much every tech that's there to battle, I don't know how enjoyable that is to watch for all you viewers. Kind of figure you might just be looking for new ideas and bugs and the new stuff of Terra Tech, and well, I'm one that has a ton of ideas. It's just a matter of getting the time to produce them, actually. Like most things recently, I've been learning a lot as I go, and with YouTube videos and channel needing stuff to be learnt and everything else I've been working on, kind of help my videos become better. It's been pretty fun, really. I've always enjoyed learning, so well, it definitely does take up some time though when you're first starting. I don't know how much quicker I can get, but I have to be able to get better. Quicker, faster, stronger, smarter. Who knows? Only time will tell. I tell you, a lot less attachment points now. Starting to look filled in pretty good. Yeah, I'm basically trying to fill up every attach point that I can, even if it's hiding. Gotta draw the line. Oh, sorry about that. Gotta draw the line somewhere, but fill it up as much as you can. It seems to build quicker, the lag's reduced, and the game runs a little nicer. I don't know how much of a, if I'd call it a major benefit, but they don't have to show up. It takes a little less time to place that next block. I recently made one comment on the forums there about the attachment points and how they're like displayed when you're attaching blocks, and My suggestion simply goes is why not have an area of effect around the cursor when you have a block in hand. So you put it in front of the tech instead of all of them having to light up, because they all start from one side and they go to the other side. Can't remember if it's left to right or right to left and then up to down or down to up. That's basically what happens. Well, what I was suggesting is the cursor is on this block and only says maybe goes like a couple blocks around that area that light up. It'd speed up my build time a lot. I got a feeling it would be easier on the processor or computer in general, less to figure out every single time. That was my idea. I don't know how easy that would be to do and how effective it would really be, but kind of makes sense to me. But I'm no professional at this stuff. I just kind of know a little bit from what I've come across, and I don't even know if I'd call myself an amateur. I don't know that much yet. Maybe a novice? Or is amateur newer than novice? A newbie, I guess. Ah, that's it. I'm just getting the front there kind of wrapped up a little. Oh, no, I'm not back now. Gee, I should pay attention to my own video. Yeah, working on the back now, trying to get it filled in. The front's pretty much complete. Now, it's been a long time since I used this many megaton cannons on one tech. I've been kind of staying away from them for the last little while. Nothing wrong with them per se, it's just I've been trying to find other ways of actually dealing with them without using them. So like, how many lasers or guns does it take to be effective against that kind of a tech, or a tech with that kind of weaponry and things like that. So far, melee weapons and lasers. They seem to be about the quickest to deal with that kind of attack. That even sports a bunch of these. Lasers for the distance, when they get up close, get in so close, you only get hit by a few of those megatons. A lot of techs are built in such a way where they can't all aim to the center of themselves. If that makes any sense. Like this guy, he won't be able to every gun aim to the center of himself, but he'll be able to do one side at a time. There'll be a few on the sides that might not make it, but the basic idea is there. Like the stair-step idea. I've come up against a number of techs like that, and you just get up close to them on the side and just chew them up. You get a couple of them, the megatons shooting at you and whatever other little guns, but good shields and enough charge in your batteries, you don't really worry too much. Yeah, a lot of the time you can take out a tech just with some fancy driving and a few small guns. Fancy driving part's the hardest, so one little slip up, your whole plan goes out the window. And I'm not too sure how much those buzz saws and vibro knives are gonna do, but I just kind of thought they looked cool. I might keep the trees from catching up on my guns and stuff. They'll at least do a bit of good, but more there for looks. Yep, I just noticed those filters in the middle there. I forgot to set them. They're just set for anything. Well, I guess I'll have to flip this puppy over again once more at least. Don't want to leave them just holding anything. My luck, they'll fill up with useless stuff that's only good for money. All those filters are meant for fuel. What the heck's that block under there for? Hope that ain't jamming up my tires. I never noticed that until now. I ran into a problem in one of the later videos that would actually, that right there would explain a few things maybe. Next time I'm in the game, I'm gonna have to check that out. That'd be a real bummer if that's what it was. Yeah, because like most things, I had the thing pretty much finished, put it together, the two pieces, and that's when I found my biggest problem of yet so far. I don't really want to say too much more because I don't want to throw away any key details that might be a spoiler of some sort. But if I remember correctly, I should be getting pretty close to the end of a video here soon. Looks like it's getting near there. So I hope you enjoyed the video and hopefully it was helpful. Maybe learn a few things and how I do stuff, building the craziness that I come out with. Oh, I guess I got a little more time than I thought. Forgot I filled this in and did a couple little things. But as she goes, still just doing fine touches, finishing touches on that, I guess. I don't know if I remember to put it in here, but as I usually do every so often is I save and then I immediately hit escape, restart, then I check to make sure the text shows up. I don't necessarily restart the R&D, but I make sure it shows up. And another thing, if you're ever worried, is check that way and then get the terminal block and check that way. But till next time, have a good one. Bye.